Howdy ho, yeah, back again with probably another tutorial. I'm tired of doing simple tutorials, so I don't know, I'm going to do a slightly harder one. It's a bit long, so I'm going to go through it quickly, but you should be able to follow it pretty easily. But yeah, and we got background music going on as well, so yeah. Anyways, first of all, set your primary colors to black and white. Get your paint bucket tool. Shortcut key for that is F, and just make your background black. Sorry, shit, don't even know the difference between black and white. Once you've made your background white, then go to noise, add noise. Put your color saturation to 0, your intensity to 100, and your coverage can be anywhere in between 4 to 14, and you'll be left with a kind of star looking background. Alright, once you've done that, double click on your background layer and change the name of it to stars. Then create a new layer, and before you're doing anything, rename that to planet surface. Alright, and then you choose a color for your planet surface. Like, I'm going to choose a blue there and a kind of lighter blue there. And then what you do is you go effects, render clouds, and you choose your scale. Hold on, set it all back to default. It'll look like that. Make sure you set your roughness pretty high, because yeah, you just do. And then muck around with your scale and all that. So that's looking pretty good. Then once you've done that, add another layer, but change your primary colors to black and white. And then run the cloud plugin again. You can just press Ctrl F to do that again, and you'll be left with that. Now, I'm adding a plugin for this one. I'm not sure if it comes with Paint.net by default, but I'll add a download link. But yeah, what you do, the download link is the plugin is in Effects, Distort, and Displacement. Not Displacement Map, just Displacement. Now you'll have a window that kind of looks like this. Now put your X distort one way, don't do it too much, otherwise it ends up looking silly, and your Y distort another way. Just so it looks alright. Like, that looks okay, I reckon. But as for the channels and everything, just leave that the same. The only thing you should be changing is the X distort and the Y distort. Once you've done that, double click on your layer 3 and change the mode to either multiply or lighten. Multiply will look like that, and lighten will lighten it, obviously. I prefer multiply because, well, if you want to lighten it, you can do that yourself. So yeah, you go multiply, and then you've kind of got that planet looking surface. Now merge the black and white layer onto the color layer, and then get your circular select or ellipse select, and then just make a circle. Make sure you hold down shift so it's a perfect circle, and make it as big as you can. Once you've selected your circle, press Ctrl I and then delete, so it deletes the other edges. It doesn't really look like much of a planet at the moment, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Then get your magic wand tool, select the outside, and then press Ctrl I again, and add a new layer. This is going to be the shadowing layer. So then go to a gradient, and linear should be fine. With your secondary color being white, click on the more button and put the transparency all the way down to 0, otherwise you can end up with a funky looking planet. And then you just slide it over like that. Make sure one side's pretty much completely dark. Yeah, it might take a few tries, but you should get it in the end. Just make sure when you're drawing your gradient, you're drawing it into the part like where the light would be coming from. So as you can see on the top left hand corner of the planet here, that's where most of the light will be shining, and where it's pretty much completely black here, that's where light isn't shining. So then once you've done that, name that layer shadow. And now here's the really fun part, making the planet look all glowy and fancy. But since it's too big, what we do first is you merge the shadow layer down onto the planet surface layer. Get your move selected pixels tool, and then just hold shift when you size it down. Size the planet down to the size you want and put it in the middle. Then create 2 more layers. Name one of the layers outer glow, name the other layer inner glow. Alright, then get your magic wand tool and go to your planet surface and select the outside. Then go to your inner glow layer and pick a colour, usually a light blue, a really light blue, almost white works better. And then get your paint bucket tool and choose the inside. So do that on your inner glow. No, that's meant to be outer glow, sorry. Put that in your outer glow. And then go to your inner glow and press Control I, invert the selection, and press it on the outside. So what you should be left with is basically the outer glow looks like that, but the inner glow has a hole in the middle where the planet is. Once you've done that, get rid of your selection and then go to your inner glow, go to effects, blurs, and then Gaussian blur it. Nothing too heavy for the inner glow, maybe a 10 will do. This also depends on your canvas size. The bigger the canvas size, the bigger the planet, the bigger the blur. Then once you've done that, hide that layer, and then do the same for outer glow, but with a bit of a higher Gaussian blur. No, hold on. So that looks good. 40 for that. Then go back to your planet surface layer and then select the outside and then go to inner glow and press delete. Now, yeah, and then go to your planet surface again, magic wand, and then invert the selection from there and then delete inner glow, and then you should be left with something that kinda looks like that. Once you've done that, merge your glow layers down onto your planet surface, and then you're pretty much free to move that around. I like to do one extra thing. Make a new layer, then get the gradient, or the radial gradient, and just draw a small glow like that. Grab that and then stretch it out so it's nice and long. But this should be behind the planet's surface. So we're left with a bit of a brighter glow on this side. You can muck around with that a bit more, kind of make it look like there's a bright light shining behind it, so that'll work. And then merge those layers together, put that down there, and just, I don't know, muck around, have fun with like creating planets. You can try new things. You can even create rings for the planets. Like I'll do one now quickly. They're really easy. Just get your paintbrush tool, make your primary color white, and then just draw a little squiggle like that, and then go adjustments, and I think it was rotate and zoom. No, it wasn't. Oh crap, I've forgotten. I think it might have been in blurs. Radial blur? Yes. Go to your radial blur and put it to 360. And then you'll be left with a kind of faint ring. Just keep on duplicating the layer and it makes it brighter. And then once you've done that, merge those layers down, and you'll be left with your ring layer. After you've done that, go to rotate and zoom, and you can muck around with the ring like that, and then you just put it over that. Probably zoom in a bit more. Put it there. So then you're left with that kind of ring. And then what you do is you go around and you delete all the part that's overlapping on the planet. So I'll just do this quick. There's going to be a few dodgy parts, but and there you're stuck with your planet. You don't have to do white for the ring, you can do orange and stuff. Yeah, just with the effects you've got, use your imagination and see what you can do, and I'll post later tutorials to do other things. Alright, see you later.